Hey guys, how's everyone doing? What's scent of the day? What are you rocking? I guess we're doing some rocking today. byKilian, one of the brandiest brands there is in the perfume market. Brand heavy, marketing heavy. I got vodka on the rocks. You know how I like to do it. I like the little social media stuff on back. Smart. I'm a marketing guy too. Have been for 20 years. Back to Black byKilian is the review today. I'm Brandon, therapeutic fragrance, studying compositions by this house, why people are loving the composition, what they love about it, if I love it, if what not. Stay tuned to find out what my thoughts are. All right, guys, byKilian, Back to Black. I went into the local retailer here, and the lady loved byKilian, wanted me to love it too. She hooked me up pretty good with everything. I told her the notes I love, and I walked out of there with like 8 samples, kind of thing. She was really getting me to like it, and I explained to her my obsession for oud and real ingredients and everything. And she was convinced that they used all real stuff and naturals and whatnot. And I sprayed some on. They were lovely. They smell well. byKilian, Back to Black. Let's get into it. The branding on byKilian, some of the best in the business. I've heard the Perfume Kilian talk about his whole concept. He wants his packaging and everything involved with the perfume to be reused, nothing to go to waste. Wants it handed down, wants everything as a collector piece. And I did touch the boxes, she showed me beautiful. There's no argument there. If that's stuff that you're into, and there's other things in life that I'm into that stuff. I love displaying it and having it. And maybe one day I'll like to do it for this obsession. But right now, all my money is about juice. That's where I'm at. But I could definitely see wanting to own that kind of stuff later. But that's not what my objective is now. But it's beautiful, well done stuff. Putting that out there for people that like that and want that. This is stuff you'd be proud to display wherever your collection's at. $295 for 50 ml. I believe the refill is $195. He literally, his whole thing is to have the bottle forever. I went through, I'm like, well, doesn't it evaporate, this and that? She showed me the whole thing. It's airtight, how you fill it up. And there's a whole system behind it. It was impressive. This is an eau de parfum. The notes are bergamot, raspberry, blue chamomile. I don't know what blue chamomile is. That's new. Cardamom, coriander, saffron, cedarwood, vanilla, almond, vetiver, cistus, labdanum, patchouli, and oak moss. It was made as an aphrodisiac. That's the marketing and branding behind it. This is unisex built. I'll go 50-50 on this one. L'Oeuvre Noir is the collection that Back to Black is built in his collections. He's very specific on how he has everything. And this is getting a 4.11 out of 5 up on Fragrantica. And I shared my thoughts with Kilian in the Intoxicated review, how he left his family fortune to do perfumery. So that's impressive. He was in the cognac business. You guys might have heard him. Kilian Hennessy. His last name's Hennessy. So he left the whole Hennessy business to be in the perfume business. If I could have been a fly on the wall for that conversation, that would have been fun. Sweet, sweet, sweet leather. This is also the same saffron smell that I got from the Maison Francis Crick Jones 540. So saffron and leather on right on the top here with this is actually the first Kilian I put on, even though I reviewed the other one first. I wanted to make sure I wore this a couple more times on this one. The first time I ever smelled it was trip to Vegas, I mentioned, so that's not fair, with 8 other perfumes on. This has a sweet, luscious spice. It's on the gourmand side, trying to be tough for me, kind of top. Leather is not listed, I think, in the notes that I said, but it seems like there's a leather core there for sure. Something with that effect. Woods and tobacco, yum. They're in there with the sweet, sweet tobacco woods. So this is his take on the sweet tobacco trend that everybody has. The raspberry and vanilla, more like a pipe tobacco. A lot of people say they love the smell of pipes. This is what they love. If you're into that, this has that note in there, that pipe tobacco sweet note that a lot of people are into. Tobacco is something I'm very, very familiar with as a cigar smoker. I actually do not prefer the tobacco or pipe smoke, but love lots of other tobacco scents. I can make a whole couple videos on tobacco in itself and all the nuances of it that I know about. It's probably right there with oud with me, what oud has become. Tobacco is definitely my first note on accident, just because of the cigars. To watch reviewers like crazy with cigars. This is billed as an aphrodisiac. I can buy into that. I can see that his accord was built around that whole essence of attracting a mate, attracting someone else to you, kind of thing. It has a luring aroma to it that you're drawn into. The whole accord of a Kilian, I would say not just the scent, but the accord, both the intoxicated, my vodka on the rocks. There's just an airy accord that lines with MFK and becomes its own modern thing. Definitely it's his own thing. He very purposed. Kilian does not do anything unpurposed. You can, I watched every video that I could see on him. I really like him as a business mind. As a business mind, I can listen to him all day. He's very, very smart, business savvy, up and down. There's nothing without purpose. He knows what he has with this accord and is building the whole house on it. I could see this as a conference fragrance for me. Have it on my hips a couple nights to change it up at conferences. Just go out and the networking events that they have. This would be something that I'd spray on and blast on at night. That being said, this accord, if I sleep with it, I put this one in intoxicated on in the evening and had asthmatic issues pop up. We'll see if the vodka on the rocks wearing during the day happens. So far, nothing. But at night, definitely the asthmatic things popped up for me. So that's not good. And that's another reason we need transparency in notes so we know exactly what those things cause it, just to stay away from. Notes compared to Perfumer's Notes. Perfume masters are a little bit different in reviewing than a lot of others because they're, for me, I'm going about that composition and whatnot, whereas your niche and whatever or other brands, when they put in notes, you're smelling the quality of the note. Here, a master perfumer, they're actually hiding those notes and showing those notes during the wearing. If that makes any sense at all, it's a designer perfume and an Orige L'Adore and Insar Oud wearing are two complete different beasts. I'm not knocking them at all, but the mastery that goes into building the synthetic thing, the synthetic composition that we're all drawn to, that is now used worldwide in everything outside of perfumery. You got these smells that you're used to, and So only a few masters that can create them and do them. And it takes, I can only imagine the number of ingredients it takes to get those compositions correct and to where a whole public likes it. There's a ton going on here. Literally the first hour, everything dynamically changes. It's all synthetic, but it just changes up and down. Again, master perfumery. It's hiding and layering tricks, and so much time and science goes into making something needed with dealing with heavy synthetics. This is where the niche market, when they do use heavy synthetics and you get into that, they go linear. And when we use the term linear as reviewers, it's because they don't have a master perfumer like a House of Kilian, Guerlain, and whatnot, being able to trick you, so to say, into a more dynamic wearing of the perfume. They're different for me, where the synthetics do not stick out on a one note in here. There's just so many going on up and down, and scientifically, used to come out as top parts and base. And there's only a few notes listed in there, and the notes change. It's like an array of notes that go up and down throughout it on the back to black wearing. This is actually a pleasing wearing. It changes a lot. You have to pay attention a lot. This is a very good composition. Smelling it from sillage and smelling it for skin are two different smells that I had during the wearing. The sillage, I couldn't pick up the individual notes as well. I just pick up that house accord that he has. And then if you put it up, I could really pick up the nice tobacco, that raspberry. I want to say raspberry, but not a strong raspberry, but not something sweet like that in there. Vanilla. As you go to skin, I can pick those up a lot more. Leather, it definitely seems to be in there. Everything together, when I was smelling close to the skin during the heart, kind of came out as kind of an animalic hide. So leather kind of thing. Leather's not listed, but everything together, maybe with my skin, just this animalic, soft, very soft though. Kilian soft. The sillage was nothing like this. It was only when I put my skin to my nose and it came out like that. I called it an animalic hide. I smelled it before. I can't notate where, but I've definitely had this smell before. So the dry down for a bit turns very, very chemically for me. A couple hours, it just has this industrial cleaning cleanser kind of effect, not with citruses, just that deep, not with bleach either, but just like that deep cleaned, almost shampooed, but without the carpet smell, but that ozonic smell that you get from after the carpets being shampooed industrially at hotel or something kind of smell. Must be synthetics used at hotels or whatever. It was very clear. And then a powder smell comes on the skin in the dry down. This happened with Intoxicated also. I don't know where that's from, but at the very end, all of a sudden it just transitions into a powdery smell. So kind of like 4 phases on this one, two dry down phases for me. Scoring Back to Black by Kilian. Addictiveness, originality, and branding, 13 out of 15. Projection and sillage, 5 out of 5. Longevity, 5 out of 5. Forever fragrance. Composition, 20 out of 25. Ingredients, price to ml, take a hit here, 15 out of 25. Fragrance as a whole, top, heart, and base. The top, a 10 out of 10. The heart, a 3 out of 5. The base, an 8 out of 10. Score a 79 for designer. Pretty good on the channel, real good. Decant the bottle with friend. I see this as somebody's signature scent for sure. Wear this any time of year. Who do I see wearing this? President Obama. How many sprays? 3 out of 5. That's the street Obama that he brought when he was president, basketball playing. He just seems like he has all those phases to him. Also, I think this is the perfect fragrance for him. Anyways, thanks for checking out the review. I almost call this a designer house. I know a lot of people call them niche, but tomato. Peace out, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel. Be blessed.